Welcome back to Race Base. Continue the round at Hell, where it's thrown up some great racing in the supercars. Wonder if these RF2s can throw up just as close racing. We know they're super close when they can be. We've seen some elbows out races, qualifying races from these guys. Damp track, don't know how that's going to affect these RF2 cars, but I'm sure they're going to be able to cope with it. In the supers it didn't make the track too unmanageable, no standing water, so I believe it was going to be two separate qualifying heats, but I believe everybody is back in the one heat. Unfortunately somebody can't make it tonight, so that puts all these guys back in that one heat, but that's the action that we like to see. So 4 rounds of qualifying coming thick and fast. Some of these guys having, well, they've all had epic runs at some point throughout the racing. Everyone's took a win. I think most recently what I can remember is DiNapoli took a final, and I think K9 took the last final. So they're the two kind of stronger contenders at the moment, but I'm sure everyone else is going to be trying elbows out and throw up some great racing. Just final assessments being made to some of the guys in the lobby. So I'm sure once they're all ready, they're going to get underway. Yeah, Hell is one of the favourites for everyone. Fast flowing track. That you've just seen that initial launch downhill into that first corner. Big decision whether to take that first corner or lunge out to the Joker. I always feel like sitting on that grid, you kind of dictated which area that you start in. You start more towards the left hand, you feel like you're going to take that Joker, but you can never guarantee it. It's always down to how cars start around you, and it is literally a split-second decision on where to go in that first section of the track. Also, the second turn, dropping down the hill, that tight left-hand corner, catching a few people out, wants to drag you out wide into that gravel trap. A lot of people we've seen just run out wide, and then after that, dropping down that on the gravel, you go to that right-hander in that yellow section there. Fun corner to drive, I always find. You always need to have the car a little bit sideways, approaching that corner to carry the speed out the corner and up the hill. And going into that final blue section, you've got the kink to start with is nothing to worry about, as much speed as you can carry, but then it's breaking it down into that left hand section, dropping down over a bank which wants to pull you out again, but there's a massive barrier on the inside, and I think we've seen a couple of guys just collect that tonight. And then that final turn is just about carrying as much momentum. In these cars, it's going to be about carrying as much momentum as you can and keeping it tight, not going out wide into that gravel. So we got DiNapoli and K9 on front. Let's put them on pole position to have the best chance of a battle out on track. Palm, pretty new to the track championship, did the last round, so hopefully just getting a bit more familiar with the car, but has just done the supers, so it's going to feel totally alien for this first one for him. Just get used to the power again. Mark Huerty alongside him. Mona Mouth and Kento on the back row, so they've got a lot of work to do. We've seen Mouth have a lot of technical problems with this car. I know he has been doing some practice before this round, so hopefully this is going to really pay dividends to him this time. We're going to see him in the mix having a fight. A lot of setups going on, just dialing them in, making sure the fuel's right, but I think we're underway. Is anyone going to have a good launch, good run down to this first corner? I think everyone's away. DiNapoli, super good launch there We know he's on controller. I don't know whether that's got anything to do. Diving straight for the Joker this time round. K9 following him in, so he knows where the competition is. He's going to keep an eye on him all the way around. So that means Palm and Motormouth, I think, into second place. So that little bit of practice proving to pay off at the moment. DiNapoli's onto the back of him already, though. So he's just doesn't come off that corner, Motormouth, as quick as he likes, and DiNapoli having to adjust his line, but K9 right behind DiNapoli now. K9 just gives DiNapoli a love tap, and I think Palm has just over-rotated the car, and Motormouth does the same. DiNapoli goes out wide into the gravel. K9... No, so it's Palm up in the lead. He's managed to hold on to that, being pressured by K9. Palm just runs out wide. K9's having a look. The back end of K9 just touches Palm, but Palm gathers it and gives it him back on the next corner. That's Robbins racing, as we say. That's close racing by these guys. Palm just running around the outside, just needed to keep it a little bit calmer, but tighter, but K9 was blocking his way there. So DiNapoli in that third place obviously had that little bit of contact which sent him out wide into that gravel, so he's got still a bit of work to do, but Palm has not taken his Joker yet, so he's got to find time to get into that Joker out the way. I think he's gone for it this time round, so DiNapoli just launching over that inside curb. Palm just losing the back end, just scrubbed a bit too much speed off, but he seems quite comfortable in the third place at the moment. Motormouth in fourth place. Oh, as we see that rear entry, too much there, and just closes the door on Marquetti. But I think he's going to try and let him pass, but I think he's blocking his way onto the track, so he's trying to consider it, but yet hindering at the same time. That allows Kento to come through into fourth place. He's going to be happy with them, the mistake of them guys. K9 up in front now, being released. Palm had to take his Joker, so DiNapoli in second. He's worked back to there, but I don't think, without a mistake from K9, DiNapoli has not got an answer to reel in 3.5 seconds on this last lap. So looking like the first round of qualifying is going to go to K9. Seems to be working that car quite well, keeping the speed up, keeping the revs up. That's how you want to do that last corner, up over the brow. DiNapoli is going to be a bit frustrated that that one corner he got pushed out wide a little bit. I had to go out wide because of all the contact. Palm in a solid third place. Kento coming over in fourth place. He's going to be happy with that little bit of contact from the other couple of guys. Allowed him to get back up into that fourth place. Marquetti over in fifth, and Motormouth coming over in sixth. But I'm glad to see Motormouth out there, and he's on the pace and he's in the mix. So it's not what we've always seen. He's always been had some technical issues and stuff. Hope his night can continue and he just gets stronger. So yeah, K9 242, 247, 251. So let's give everyone a first kind of initial impressions of the track, and now it's just about dialing it in and following as much speed as you can. Just see Scott has that's Motormouth on the stream. He's just put will I finish the heat? Yes, you certainly did, my friend, and it was good to see you out there in the mix as well. He says it's disappointing, but I wouldn't say that's disappointing, mate. That's a finish. Most of these races you haven't even started, never mind finish. So I'll take that as a win. I'm sure he'll take that in the good jest there. But they're diving straight back in for qualifying 2. So Motormouth, off that performance, I think you should be mid-pack this time. I'm gonna put money on that. I'm gonna have a bet with myself so I don't lose anything. But yeah, some good close racing there. But K9 taking that first round. DiNapoli won't be happy with that. He's gonna be hungry for a qualifying win. Some of the other guys just learning the track not to over rotate it. It's a fine art, these cars, just to get that, carry that speed and not get the back end out too much, otherwise you just kill that engine speed. It's full respect to him. I don't think the wet is throwing up too much of a hindrance this round. But Kento on pole this time, De Napoli alongside him, so De Napoli having another front row start. Motormouth and Marquardt mid-pack, and Palm and K9 on that back row, so they've got a lot of work to do this time round. But I'm sure them guys can just weigh up this first section, whether to dive for that joker or stay tight for that inside corner. It's always it's a hard one to call. You look generally on where the majority of cars are going. You haven't got that much time at all to make that decision. Engine revs are up. De Napoli, another good launch there. Kento can't match his pace coming down out that first straight. Both diving for the joker. Motormouth follows a man, Marquardt. So that's releasing Palm and K9. So K9 looking up the inside of Palm, but Palm kept it nice and tight this time round. Coming down this bank, Palm nice approach into that corner, carrying the speed. K9 hasn't got an answer. He's just gaining a little bit up that straight, but nothing to worry about. K9 over rotates the car. De Napoli into the side of him, front end pushes him round, so I think that's a kind of win. De Napoli out again into that gravel section, so that's going to give K9 the run. Kento having a look as well, he's not too far off the back of these guys. So that's released Palm now, he's got an epic chance. I know Palmer's, I think he's gone for his joker, so that's dropped him right into the mid-pack. Maybe that's a tactic I wouldn't have used myself. I would have stayed out there. You had clear air, it's using that track to your advantage. So K9 back up into the lead, but he hasn't jokered yet, so De Napoli looking favourite at the moment. Even with that little bit of contact, he's managed to work himself into that second place, and he's taking his joker, but K9 shuts the door on him, and that's De Napoli just scrubbed a little bit of speed off again on this fast part of the track, so that isn't going to work in his favour. Still holds that second place, but I think that's Kento just having a look, but rides that curb too much and that drags him onto that inside corner. So De Napoli holding onto that second place at the moment. Kento's going to feel a little bit frustrated with that. Motormouth not too far off the back of him, so he's having a cracking run this time. Let's keep this up, let's do this. I'm sure we can finish in this solid midfield position. Palm, unfortunately, we haven't seen what's happened to him, but he has dropped to the back of the grid this time. He was looking favourite at one point out in front. So K9 using he's gone for his joker at this point. De Napoli just come out in front of him, K9. They both run wide, but managed to keep it super close on track. De Napoli's looking tight, K9 sends it in behind him. That's close racing. K9's running around the outside, trying to carry as much speed as he can, but De Napoli knows where he is. He's going to block him off for this down into the last corner, so De Napoli's going to take this round of qualifying, but K9 was looking up the inside, but just couldn't carry that speed. Kento having a good run, he's going to come over in third place. Motormouth, I'm over the moon for him. He's come over in fourth place. You've done exactly what you needed to, mate. There, brilliant run. Marquardt coming over in fifth, and Palm, unfortunate, he's learning the racecraft still, but he's done a super job. Was leading the race at one point. See, a message has just come up. So yeah, Motormouth is happy with that one. We're moving up the table. De Napoli taking that one though, 2:43, so I think that was a little bit quicker than round one of qualifying. But some super close racing, these guys. Once they just all get into position, it's still not over. Scott just saying he's happy with the sub 40 seconds, so sub 40-second lap, that'll be that's decent, mate. I'm happy. Everyone diving back in for round 3 of qualifying. Some people just catching their breath, but K9 not giving him a chance. He's hungry. We're going back in, guys. You can get yourselves all ready. So yeah, halfway through the over halfway through the qualifying now. A win each to K9 and DiNapoli, and they both just seem to be edging as favourites for kind of qualifying races and semi-finals and final races, but anything can happen in this. Some of the other guys definitely mixing it up and coming on, so Mark Quirty and Palm on that front row this time round. Kento and DiNapoli midfield, K9 and Motormouth on that back row, so K9 got a lot of work to do and Motormouth, but it's not always a massive disadvantage being on that back row. Sometimes you can slip through on these first couple of turns. At least the rain seems to be consistent all the way through qualifying for this. Don't know what it would be going into semi-finals and finals night. Whether it'll continue raining or whether it'll be track drying up or maybe even getting worse. That's something that nobody knows at this point in time. See the crowd up there on the hill. Nice to see a crowd out these days. Not many times that you get to see a crowd, is it? Not this day and age. Somebody making super adjustments to the setup. Not quite happy, so you might see someone come out, make a massive improvement, or even just drop off backwards a bit. I think DiNapoli's right up against that wall, so chances are he's going to go Joker, but he's had some epic launches, and I feel he has again. He's made an epic launch round the outside. He's got his nose in front, but he wouldn't cut across to take that tight bend. He's gone out for his Joker. Kento follows him, and I think that's Mark Quirty just in front as well. No, Mark Quirty's out in front, so apologies for that. That's just trying to keep up there. So Mark Quirty and Kento out in front. They haven't jokered yet. The rest of the field has. So it's down to these guys to carry as much speed as he can and try and break out. But DiNapoli looking hungry there. He's already catching up onto the back of him. Mark Quirty just runs out wide there, scrubs a bit of speed off. Kento's having a look but can't carry that speed. DiNapoli's still hunting them down. Kento deciding to go for his Joker. Runs up onto that gravel barrier, which would scrub a little bit of speed off, but he seemed to use it not too much. He seemed to use it to his advantage a little bit there. So Mark Quirty's still out in front but hasn't jokered yet. DiNapoli and K9 in the second and third place, and they've both jokered, so it's a battle between them two just to kind of find position between that at the moment. But Mark Quirty's still holding on to that lead, but you can see they're hunting him down. Come up over the brow. K9's not letting DiNapoli get away. He's hounding him every corner, but just outbreaks himself a bit blinded going into that corner by DiNapoli's car. DiNapoli looking up the inside now, and Mark Quirty up the inside, just side glance and rubs him wide, and K9's having a look now, but K9's managed to rotate a little bit too much of Mark Quirty. I feel like he did break a little bit there and carry up, so that means Kento's in the mix as well. He's coming up behind him. Everyone's trying to find position and carry as much speed as they can with these guys. They're these cars haven't got as much power just to drag anyone out of a corner. Oh, Mark Quirty there, just and that, I feel like that was that, I don't know what's going on at the moment. So Palm's up into third, Kento's in second, yeah, Palm's in third, Mark Quirty's in fourth, K9's in fifth, and Motormouth, oh, just unfortunate there. I think whether he's picked up too much damage. car undrivable. But that's allowed DiNapoli out in front now. He's well clear. He's taken that third round of qualifying. Kento in second place, so he's moving up the field as the night progresses. Palm coming round, he'll be happy with third place, and Mark Quirty coming over in fourth place. You see a little bit of contact between the guys, just sorted out the field, spread them out a little bit. So K9 comes over in that fifth place, and sixth place Motormouth, but I don't think he's going to finish. You can see bumpers scattered out on track there. No bumpers left on Motormouth's car. Front rear one was hanging off. So DiNapoli was that. 2 rounds of qualifying to him. Kento, as I said, moved up the field progressively throughout the night. He's going to be happy to take a second from qualifying. Palm as well into that third place. Epic job from him. We know how new he is to the championship still. As I say, Hell being a lot of people, rallycross fans' favourite track. So going into the last round of qualifying. These guys, this is where the elbows really got out at Hockenheim. I remember it was an epic battle. Nobody wanted to give up track space, and everyone was fighting. Let's see whether they're going to keep it calm, whether they can break clear and use that space to pull away. Who's going to take the last round of qualifying? So we just dive in here. Who's going to have pole, midfield? Who's going to be on the back grid? So Mark Quirty and Palm. Front row lockout for them guys. DiNapoli, Motormouth, K9, Kento. So K9 again towards the back of the grid, but can work his way through. Kento just coming off a strong second place. He's going to be not feeling too comfortable with his back row start. So it'll be Motormouth up against that wall, which generally dictates that you've got to go Joker. It's on that second row. You're on the outside. Unless anything major happens or you have an epic launch, you're generally going to go Joker from that position. But sometimes things happen and you find yourself with clear space that you can take the normal line. Everyone else has gone Joker. So somebody else making epic changes, or whether they've swapping the settings back. They've got them alterations dialed in. Racing's underway. Let's see if DiNapoli's had some strong starts. He's come alongside. There's a car over. I think that is Palm. Unfortunate for them. So there's a few guys together. As I say, last round of qualifying, elbows out by everyone again. This is it's worked out for DiNapoli. He's come through into that thing, but Kento has jokered. So, and he's on the back of DiNapoli. So if he can keep on to the back of DiNapoli, keep a clean race, he can take this one at the moment. Palm, I think he has. Was it Palm that was upside down, or so Motormouth is not showing on there, so he's obviously gone somewhere. K9's at the back of the grid, so he's going to be frustrated with that, but Kento just dropping a little bit of time now to DiNapoli. He's got to keep it smooth, keep the pace up, keep onto the back of DiNapoli, and he could take a qualifying win here. We know how strong DiNapoli's going to be. Once he's out in front, he's got that clear track, and Palm just coming down that gravel section there. He's got Marquesi hunting him down. Them three have joked. It's not showing that K9's stuck on a barrier. I think he's jacked it up. He's having a look underneath. He's in the pits. Something crazy happened to him. So Kento has gone into the lead. Napoli now has got 1.5 laps to hunt down Kento. So the pressure is now being applied to Kento. He just coming off a second place. He seems to rotate nicely through that corner, carrying as much speed as he can. Hope he hasn't got the stream on, otherwise I'll really be putting him off. But we know how strong Napoli can be, but Napoli not making major impressions on him yet. Just runs out. Napoli's out onto the gravel. That's going to slow him down. We've seen him make that mistake a couple of times through the qualifying heat. So at the moment, Kento looking quite comfortable. Over half a lap to do at the moment. Beautiful round that corner, carrying as much speed as he can. Up the bank now, dropping down into this this section, but seems to be driving the car smooth and carrying the speed. So he's going to come around this final corner. A little bit of a gear shift there, the engine bogged, but he's taken the last round of qualifying. Napoli in a second place, or has he finished yet? Right, something just happened to Napoli, but I think he has taken second. Palm coming over in third. He's going to be happy with that. Epic performance. Major carnage at the start, and I think he was involved. Might have been upside down at some point. Mark Quirty coming over in fourth, and K9 still kind of just jacked his car up. He's just, you know, having a look underneath. I can hear him revving, so he's still trying to get back on track, but that's unfortunate. That is he stuck on a barrier there? I think he was stuck on a barrier. So yeah, DNF there for K9. That's going to drop him a few qualifying round points. But epic win there for Kento. He's taken around. As I say, I think everyone's taken a qualifying win at some point. Looking strong. He's actually got the fastest lap as well. Napoli's been a strong performance all night through, taking either second or a win. Palm in that third place, great performance by him. Improved all the way through the night. Mark Quirty, he's had some good runs and stuff, but seems to have been involved in some of the contact from some of the guys and stuff. And K9 there, we can see that he's had his DNF this time. So yeah, I think that concludes qualifying for tonight, and we'll be moving on to semi-finals, finals nights for both classes on Thursday night. Streams always starting at the same time depending on what country you're in. It's I believe it's 8 PM in South Africa and 6 PM in the UK. So we shall catch you Thursday night for what seems to be, it's going to be epic semi-finals and finals for both classes. Hope you can join us. Come and join us in hell. Good night, folks.